Hello and welcome to the next Stephen King review, which will be of Stephen King's second book, Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot is Stephen King's classic vampire story, and his homage to Bram Stoker's sort of the ultimate horror story, Dracula. So, Salem's Lot is one of Stephen King's most popular books, and I think people tend to rank this at the top of their lists, or very near the top. This is why I was so excited to read it. I read it for the first time, and I didn't know what all the fuss was about. In fact, I ranked it near the bottom of my Stephen King list. I did decide to reread it after being told that I was absolutely insane, and loved it. At that time it was in my top 5 Stephen King books. Then I read it for a third time, and enjoyed it very much also. I'll give you a brief synopsis of Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot involves an author called Ben Mears going back to his childhood hometown of Jerusalem's Lot, which, as you can tell, is a shortened version of Salem's Lot. He goes back to write a book about the history of the town, and in particular, the Marston House, a house that sits at the top of the hill, and where Ben witnessed a horrible event when he was younger. He saw the previous owner of the house, Hubert Marston, who had committed suicide, hanged in one of the upstairs rooms. As he goes into the upstairs room and sees Hubert Marston hanging from the post, Hubert Marston opens his eyes. And this has traumatised Ben, as you might expect it would. He goes back and meets a young girl called Susan Norton, who Ben takes a very good liking to, and Susan takes a good liking to him as well. Other main characters in this book include a young boy called Mark Petrie, an outcast at his school. But after fighting the bad boy of the school, Richie Bodin, he becomes a lot more popular and becomes admired by his classmates, in particular Danny Glick. Father Callahan is the priest of Salem's Lot, and also is a lead character in this book, along with Dr. Jimmy Cody, doctor of Matthew Burke, another main character, a teacher. Ben soon realises that there are some strange things happening in the town. A dog is killed and impaled on the spikes at the top of the cemetery wall. And then, Danny Glick's younger brother, Ralphie Glick, mysteriously goes missing. And then Danny gets taken into hospital and dies suddenly. Something is going on, and it's soon discovered that it is something to do with the new tenants of the Marston House, Kurt Barlow and Richard Straker. Kurt Barlow is a vampire, and Straker is killing these people and taking them back to feed his master. One thing I can say about this book is that it is very scary, and it contains one of the scariest scenes ever written, in which Danny Glick goes to Mark Petrie's window and taps on it. This is after he has been confirmed to be a vampire, and begs to be let into Mark's room. This is the scene that scared me the most in this book, and at the time I read it, it was the scariest thing that I had ever read. As we go through this series, there will be more scary scenes that I will talk about, but that is the scariest scene from this book. I decided to rank this book an 8.5 out of 10. The reason for this is because I enjoyed it more than Carrie, the first book, which I have a review up on the channel, but there are some books I enjoy significantly more, and I will be ranking them higher when I get to them. If you like movies, there are 2 options that you can watch Salem's Lot. The 1979 TV miniseries, which was directed by Tobe Hooper, who also directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and by this time was a very seasoned horror director. This one stars David Keith as author Ben Mears. There's also a 2004 movie starring Rob Lowe as Ben Mears. Both of these adaptations are very good. However, if I were to pick one, I'd have to be the 1979 miniseries, as it is the most faithful to King's book, and even though it's 34 years old this year at time of recording, it still holds up and is still one of the scariest Stephen King adaptations ever to have been made. The next review will be of The Shining. Thank you for watching my Salem's Lot review. Just had a hiccup, that's embarrassing. Thank you for watching my Salem's Lot review, and I'll see you next time.